Hey guys, welcome back to I Can't Witch Without, and this week it is I Can't Witch Without Jasmine. Now I'm going to do the disclaimer as always, and I'm going to do it at all of these videos. This is not a series on telling you you must own or must have or must use anything to be a witch. The series is things I use regularly, things I enjoy using, things I use time and time again, and sharing my feelings and thoughts and experiences, as well as some of the correspondences for particular bits and pieces. This is by no means saying that you must use any of the things that I feature. It's all personal preference, but it's a bit of fun to share. So we'll start off with the correspondences. And as usual, I'm going to go from Cunningham's Magical Encyclopedia first and foremost, and the Compendium of Herbal Magic second. So according to Cunningham, gender feminine, planet moon, element water, deity Vishnu, powers love, money, prophetic dreams. Magical uses: dried jasmine flowers are added to sachets and other love mixtures. They will attract a spiritual as opposed to a physical love. The flowers will also draw wealth and money if carried, burned or worn. Jasmine will also cause prophetic dreams if burned in the bedroom, and the flowers are smelled to induce sleep. And then from the compendium, which is this one, Jupiter, Cancer, herb of protection, magical herb, religious herb, invocational to Diana and Vishnu. Jasmine is associated with the feminine maternal aspect of the divine universe, sometimes corresponded with the feminine number 9. Jasmine was held as a sacred herb of Diana, of Ephesus or Kuan Yin, and even associated with Mary, the mother of Jesus. It is also used with the High Priestess card. Grieve in a modern herbal describes a custom by which the Hindus strung the flowers together as neck garlands for honoured guests. The flower of one of the double varieties are held in sacred to Vishnu and are worn as votive offerings in Hindu religious ceremonies, and in Borneo the women roll up jasmine blossoms in their well-oiled hair at night. Usage: the oil extracted from jasmine is considered one of the best for dressing a candle. Burning a candle with this oil gives psychic protection and health to one's aura. It is also associated with quartz crystals by some modern practitioners. The magical potency of the jasmine in your herb closet can be maintained by placing small points of quartz in the bottom of the container. It's interesting. Jasmine works both with the High Priestess card and the 4-9 cards of tarot. Known for its ability to promote mental creativity, jasmine helps promote new innovative ideas. It is also used in Istara celebrations. It may be used in the ritual drink or used as an incense, or its flowers be worn by the High Priestess. Jasmine should be considered a herb of choice for Dianic women. And that is why I love this herbal compendium. Much more information. So in front of you we have the 2 types of jasmine that I have. I also have essential oil, but I've just packed all my essential oils back in the cupboard. So I was like, we don't need to see a little bottle to know I use essential oil. And we have the tea and the flowers, and I'm actually going to talk about the tea first because I find it personally a little bit amusing. Green tea with jasmine is the only herbal tea I can drink without yakking. For years and years and years and years I really wanted to find a herbal tea that I liked. I quite like the green tea with lime, but they've stopped doing it, I'm pretty sure. At least everywhere I've looked they no longer stock it. So I was pleased to come across a tea when I was in a Chinese restaurant that I quite liked, only they called it Chinese tea and I didn't know what the flavour was that I quite liked. Turns out it was green tea with jasmine and after a lot of trying out different herbal teas, which I just it's something about certain herbal teas, and they get in the back of my throat, and it's like, and I can't explain to you why. They're like peppermint tea, I can't stomach it. All florally teas apart from jasmine make me retch, and I can't stand fruit teas. Why this is, I have absolutely no idea, because I have no problem with other kinds of hot fruits, particularly like say a hot fruit pie or something. I'm alright with that. Why I can't stomach any other herbal tea, I cannot tell you. But jasmine I'm alright with. I enjoy the taste, and it relaxes me a great deal. It makes me feel lighter, refreshed, and it's really good for some reason in helping you to feel spiritual. I'm guessing it's just because of the spiritual nature of absorbing green tea and jasmine and the effect it has on the body. I'm trying to see if they don't really have any sort of more information on the pack than that, but that is the only tea I can stand, herbal tea. Okay, so my feelings and thoughts about working with jasmine essential oil and jasmine flowers. I don't have any jasmine stick incense, because every jasmine stick incense I have ever bought does not to me smell like jasmine. It smells artificial and not very pleasant. I've tried all sorts of different jasmine stick incenses, Japanese ones, all sorts over the years, and none of them have ever smelt pleasant to me. So I don't have any stick incense, as you can see. But the flowers I enjoy working with a great deal. I think it has a beautiful energy. For me personally, it is my lunar herb of choice. If I was describing the energy with a sort of physical motif or representation, it would be of a lunar priestess, a lunar maiden, perhaps a lunar high priestess, as it is associated with the card, with the long flowing, very pale blonde, almost white hair. I often imagine jasmine as being an energy that dances. So that long lunar haired priestess in the moonlight, arms outstretched and dancing around a magical circle, is very much how I feel about the energies of jasmine. Its connectedness to prophetic dreaming, to me, comes from that connection to the lunar energy. Prophetic dreaming and lunar energy, to me, seem to be very much interconnected. Of drawing down the moon is, drawing down the energies of the goddess, which some practitioners partake in on Esbat rituals. And quite frequently that is done in order to not only connect and honour the lunar goddess, but to connect to powers that be to help you when sort of prophesizing your own life, with discovering your own destiny, with shaping your own will, if you like, into creating your own pathway, which is very much associated with the High Priestess card, and they're of course associated with the flower jasmine. For me, the High Priestess speaks of our ability on a spiritual level to dictate our own terms, I guess. It's not quite the magician, which is shaping our own energies and things, but it is our ability to connect to the divine, to find that divine spark within ourselves, and connect with a higher mystical energy. The fact that it's connected with number 9 for me is very much connecting it back to goddess energy as well, because 3 by 3 being 9, being all aspects of the goddess. And finally, it's connected to Astara, and Astara is quite frequently depicted with images of the moon. And the hair. And I guess it's that the full moon in particular, but the moon for me is very mystical, it's very magical. The cycles, the tides, new beginnings and endings, and all things that pertain to magic. And for me, jasmine is one of those herbs which connects me with that mystical sense, that divine feminine sense, that energy. And it's truly one of those herbs that takes me back to the basic feelings of being connected to the lunar energies, and which is one of the things that very much brought me to my spiritual path in the very early stages as a young child, feeling very connected to the moon and the night sky and stars, and being in awe, being enamoured by the night sky and all that it represented. Thinking of the millions of people that look up to the night sky and see those same stars helps me feel interconnected to the world, to people all over the world, no matter where they may be. They're all looking up at the same sky. And jasmine takes me back to that awe, that inspired state, that interconnectedness of spirituality. It's an incredibly spiritual flower for me. I enjoy it very much. I use it an awful lot, especially in full moon workings. So that's going to be it for my video for jasmine. Apologies for it being slightly late, but we had Lunar Star, so busy bee! Yeah, so I think that's everything I wanted to cover about jasmine. Again, you know, which herbs, flowers, roots, crystals, etc. you work with are entirely up to you. But these are things that I really do enjoy working with. Many blessings.